Thank you. Hi Renee, first question for you. How easy or difficult is it to prepare for a game when you're already 4-0 up and really should be through already in the tie?
I think there's two answers to it. On one hand, it's easy because we've played this opponent twice. On the other hand, it's a different scenario now, and they might do things different, and we'll have to anticipate that. But of course, we took a result that we're happy with away. It's 4-0 now, so we'll have to manage the game really well and be prepared that they will come out and do something different.
Frida, a similar question to you. You have lots of important games between now and the end of the season, yet from the outsider's point of view, this would seem to be the least important. But I guess you've got to keep a professional head, right?
Yeah, I mean, for me, in my head, this is the most important game right now. The game that's right in front of us, and that's tomorrow against Leuven. That's the only thing in my head, and obviously we want to put in a professional and good performance and get the win.
Just one last one, I guess, for both of you. Is that, you know, I've been to quite a few games this season, and I've asked you a few times, with the front line you've had, I always think you should be scoring more and more and more goals. Is tomorrow night a chance to go and do that, to let the handbrake completely off your team and let them go out and sort of get so much confidence with a lot of goals for the rest of the season?
Well, first and foremost, tomorrow is about getting the result we want and need. But of course, our attacking game is important for us as much as is our defending game, because we pride ourselves on defending and keeping clean sheets. But yeah, tomorrow is the scenario. We're 4-0 up. They might come out and do something different. The more we have the ball, the better. But we still want to be very purposeful with the way we attack. And I think us scoring goals tomorrow can be very important as well for where the game goes. But yeah, no, we have fantastic players. And I think if you look at lately how we've been creating chances and the variety of chances and the variety of players that are scoring for us and assisting, that's really good.
Great. Helen.
Can I go with Frida first? I've got 3 Fs for you. The first one is form, because it seems to be you've hit this like rich vein of form. And the other one is how much fun it is to be playing in a fluid forward line. That's 4 Fs, isn't it?
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about the whole form thing? Because I think this time last season, it was Alessia was going through this, like she couldn't stop scoring kind of thing. It feels to me like you're on this bit of form yourself at the moment.
First of all, thank you for saying I'm in a good form. Appreciate that. Yeah, it feels good. I mean, obviously I love playing with a lot of good players that we have in Arsenal. It's easy to play with them. They put me in good positions, like the last game against Leuven. And yeah, I think we've been ruthless in the way we attack. And like Renee said, we played with a lot of different players, and I think that's a strength of ours as well, to play with different players and connect. And yeah, I just enjoy playing football at the moment, to be honest.
And is it kind of fun, you know, because you were able to experiment? I mean, Renee had a slightly different forward line. Is it fun for you to link up with different players?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good challenge to play with different players. For example, Stina and Les is quite different in 9 position. I enjoy that challenge to play with different players, and like the last game, I connected well with Caitlin. So I think it's a good challenge, like I said, and it's fun.
Brilliant. And Renee, it seems like the main thing that's changed as the season's gone on is Arsenal starting to play well for 90 minutes, as opposed to, like, there were patches where the team was absolutely brilliant. But it seems to me that there's a sort of consistency now coming through.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think we're playing really good football at the moment, and so many players are doing so well, and we are playing the Arsenal way, regardless of who is on the pitch, and we do it for full games. So, yeah, it's been work in progress, of course, and we're really happy we're in this place. And then again, the challenge is to stay here, but a lot of it is about clarity, presence, being in the moment, and doing your task and doing all your actions on the pitch, making choices on the pitch consistently in a good way, and I think the players are there at the moment.
And there's another F I'm going to bring up for you, which is frustration, because there was another game that was off against Brighton. So you're going to have a bit of a pile-up of fixtures coming along. How frustrating is it that you're going to have this whole thing in front of you?
For me, that was out of our hands, so unfortunately that game was postponed. When I say unfortunately, I think about the fans as well, who had already travelled and were there. But it is what it is. Scenarios are scenarios. The season, the scheduling is one part. All we know is that we need to stay in form and keep on winning games whenever those games come. So that's outside of our control. And yes, 2 games in hand, but for me it's really clear. We have 8 games left to play, and we know what we have to do and want to do in those games.
The last quick one is there a temptation tomorrow to possibly experiment a bit more like you did against Leuven away? Would you experiment again in terms of the lineup?
We want to keep as many players as possible active for us. So, and I think that's what we've done really well this block so far. We have 2 more games left to play before the international break, and we want to optimize the squad. And of course, for tomorrow we're gonna pick our best team, and then for the Bristol game as well.
Brilliant, thanks.
Thanks.
We'll come through to the call. Tim.
Hi Renee. First of all, I just wanted to ask about team news. Obviously, we know that it's been I saw Taylor Hines was included in the squad today. That suggests she's close to that.
Yeah, so Taylor Hines has progressed really well. She did a full session with us today, and she'll be in the squad tomorrow, available for some minutes. So that's positive.
Any other new injuries other than that?
I think you must have seen as well, Kyra wasn't on the pitch today. She was ill today, so we'll see how she is tomorrow. Otherwise, no news. Players are progressing really well. The other one is Neki. She's done full sessions, and she's, sorry when I say Neki, Anneke Borbe, so she will be available tomorrow.
Excellent. And I know you touched on it a little bit, but I'm wondering what you're expecting from Leuven tomorrow. Obviously, they went into a very low block in the first leg. Are you anticipating they'll do that to try and keep the score down, or maybe play with a little bit more freedom?
Yeah, so that's, I don't know what they are saying in their camp, what does success mean for them in this game. So we'll see. If you look at their league games, they tend to be a little bit higher, put higher pressure, and they're aggressive. So let's see if they want to do that tomorrow. I think that's one option we see. Do they go and be more direct and look for counterattacks, direct play? So we'll see. I think there's a couple of options for them to explore, but yeah, that's not my camp. This is my camp, Arsenal. So we are looking at what do we want to bring to the game, what are the potential scenarios, and like we've been doing really well as a team, that there's always an unknown going into the game, but we focus on what we can control.
And can I just ask Frida, in the first leg, those were your first goals since October. I know there's a lot more to your game than just goal scoring, but I'm just wondering whether in that period, was that something you talked about at the start? Was it on your mind at all? Or, how you kind of, was it a relief to get back on the score sheet last week?
We had the Champions Cup goal, to be fair.
Ah, yes, sorry.
Thanks, Dan.
But before then, anyway, like there was, it seems like you and Caitlin actually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie, as a forward you think about it, but I also know that I put a lot of different things into our game for Arsenal, and that's things I speak about with the coaches and things I know, but obviously you want to score goals, and kind of a relief when you say it. Obviously scoring the Champions Cup, like Dan said, but yeah, it was nice for me to get on the score sheet again, but for us it's important to win games, and that's the most important thing as well.
And can I ask just the last one as well about your partnership with Olivia last weekend? It seemed very, very good. She had like a very nice kind of combination, like a lot of nice combination play, and you seem to be getting into that space and behind her quite a bit. It kind of looks to me like she kind of combines some of those aspects that maybe you get from Lesia and Stina up front. I wondered, how much of an opportunity you had to work on that, how much you enjoyed, particularly the freedom playing with Olivia gave you.
Yeah, Olivia's a fantastic player. She's a good combiner to play together with, and she has excellent speed like you've seen in our games before. So, like I said earlier, I think I enjoy to play with different kind of players, and I think it's a challenge to play with different kind of players. So I enjoyed that process, and I enjoyed playing with Olivia in that game as well.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Tim. Amy.
Hi both. Renee, this is going to be the last week with your full squad before the Asian Cup. I just wondered at what point in the season, or maybe before the season, was that sort of something that you were thinking about and planning for? Because, you know, you are going to lose 3 quite key players, granted they're all in the squad for Australia.
Yeah, of course, when we plan for the season, we know that that tournament is there and there's potential for them to miss games for us. That is what it is. I think if you look at it, of course, across the season, we want all players available constantly, and that's going to be important in this phase of the season when we know that 3 players are going to be gone on the tournament. But yeah, there's always unpredictables, and there's always things that happen in a season that you have to deal with, and that will be no different. I think from a bigger perspective, recruitment perspective, if that's part of the question, then I think we plan long term. I think this will be hopefully a maximum of 3 games. So that's what we'll have to take. But yeah, no, of course they're going to be very proud going away, representing their country in a big tournament, and we wish them all the best. Of course, to be with us 2 more games, and then yeah, we'll be really happy and to get them back into the team, to keep on progressing and keep on performing well and getting as many wins as possible second half of the season together with them.
It's going to be a bit of a longer international break than usual, obviously, with it being a 3-game one. Is that almost a benefit for you to kind of think, right, okay, you kind of got more time away from the routine of matches to think about, okay, how does this look for the loading of the rest of the squad and things like that when they're not here?
I do always enjoy the international breaks because that gives us some headspace as a staff to look at bigger picture. We review, we preview, we reflect, we refine. So that's always a nice moment for us as a staff, and it's, I think, for the players, good moments as well to go away, be with others, be in a different environment, learn new things, speak their own languages, represent countries, which they're often very proud of. And this will be a longer window. So I think the one thing that I think about with this longer window is the players that are at home that will not get match minutes. So that's something we'll have to be really aware about and make sure that load is as good as possible. So, for example, for Kim Little.
Okay, thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amy. Rachel.
Question for Frida. Football's often looking forward, taking things game by game, looking at your next game forward. And I'm just curious about sort of those of you who were part of that Champions League victory last year, and maybe some of the new players who have joined the squad since that, and how often maybe you do talk to them about it and as motivation to kind of wanting to do it again, and just kind of, obviously it's such a momentous occasion for all of you who were part of that. How much have you kind of shared and talked about it with maybe some of those who weren't part of that last year?
Yeah, I mean, I would say we spoke about it quite a lot in the beginning of the season. Then it's obviously a new season, new goals, and we want to win that trophy again. But I think it's always nice to reflect on it as a team, together with the girls and the staff as well. Look back on pictures and see what we went through last season. I think that's a good reminder that we want to do it again this year.
Renee answered a similar sort of question earlier, but for you, I suppose there's sort of the balance in a game like this of respecting your opponent and giving them the respect they deserve, but also having this advantage and going into it. Is it difficult to sort of balance the 2 of those, using the latter as motivation, but also making sure that you are actually, not being complacent, that you are giving the opponent the respect they deserve?
Yeah, so of course we know the scenario, and that is important for us to know going into the game and what we want to achieve and how we want to do it. But the most important thing is that we keep our standards really, really high, regardless of competition scenario. That's important in the moment if we do all those humble actions on the pitch, because we know that sets the standard for us and gives us a good opportunity to be successful. But also long term, if we do this consistently well and we focus on the details and we are humble about the details consistently, then we think over time we develop as a team. So that will be no different tomorrow. So everything we do tomorrow is going to be, is our goal is of a really high standard.
Has your availability changed at all, just in terms of the postponed match? Do you have maybe some players who might have been playing a bit more over the weekend that you might not be able to send out for a couple more minutes?
Yeah, so we always look at loading of players, and especially with the short turnarounds, we have to be really good with our decisions. Of course, everything changed with the Brighton game being postponed. For some that was good, so we keep freshness in the squad. For others, it means that there's a little gap in load, so it's always going to be very individual. But we know now that there's freshness in the squad, and we have 2 more games to go in this block, and we want to do everything to keep our standards high and have good actions on the pitch in those 2 games and get results.
Last one for both of you, I suppose, both Norway especially, but also Netherlands, having a great time over in Italy at the Winter Olympics. Just wondering if either of you have been watching any of that, or if you've just been heading down focusing on football.
Have you seen any of Norway at the Winter Olympics?
I didn't expect that question, but yeah, definitely. I mean, it's quite big in Norway, I would say, especially skiing and cross-country skiing, and I would say we're decent in that. So yeah, I've been watching that.
So thank you.
Good stuff, guys. Thank you very much.
They're top, aren't they, Frida? They're top of the league.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, you're so humble about it.
What sport would you do at the Winter Olympics?
Cross-country, yeah,
Are you
definitely.
doing
I have an join for that. See you tomorrow.
Cheers, guys.